Hello, my name is Glennda Baker, and I am a real estate agent in Atlanta, Georgia, and this is the Glennda Show. And today I am joined by one of my favorite sellers, Tyler.
Hello.
Tyler, oh my gosh. You know, you're actually like the first person that is not like in the real estate industry that has sat here at the Orange Table for Orange Table Talk.
Very nice.
And I invited you because you were one of my favorite sellers.
Well, you were my favorite too.
Well, I'll tell you, you know, remember when I told you and Allie, like literally, like you guys are just filled with joy. And it was the process with you guys was just so fulfilling for me as an agent. And you know, we haven't scripted this. Like we have no idea what we're going to talk about. It's just going to kind of flow. So tell me, so I know that I was referred to you by Allie's mom.
Yep.
And actually, I had never met Allie's mom.
I didn't know that. See, I thought you had met Karen before.
No, I never met her.
Okay.
She actually watched my post from the Porsche. My live series on Facebook.
Okay.
And so she called me and said, hey, my daughter's getting married. Her fiance wants to sell his unit. I watched your series. I've given him your name and contact information. I'm like, oh my stars, this is so awesome. And she's a closing attorney here in Atlanta. So we'd kind of crossed paths, but we never ever really met.
Okay.
And so I called you, we talked, and you said, okay, I'll meet with you. And I think maybe you met with another agent.
I did. I did before we had met.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. So tell me a little bit about that. So like you met with somebody else and then you met with me and then, so how, like, just like comparing apples to apples?
Right. So first time selling.
Yeah.
Had no clue what I was doing.
Yeah.
So met with the first agent, which went great, you know, it went fine. And then I was like, well, Karen had already set this up and I respect Karen and anyone she suggests. So I'm like, let me meet with the second one just to give her a shot. And then my AC went out.
Oh my stars!
So
I totally forgot.
I was in the middle of fixing the AC. It was about what 93 in there when we met, and he came over and I felt terrible, and I was like, we can go across the street to Allie's if you would like. I mean, I can briefly show you, but I'm working on the AC. I'm fixing it now. Or you can come in if you want to, whatever. But you did. You came up, you walked right in, and I'm like, that's impressive. And we went upstairs, and we just started chit-chatting in the 90-degree heat. Yeah.
And my glasses fogged up.
And your glasses fogged up.
I wasn't sure if I was like reacting to the temperature in the unit or if I was having a hot flash. Maybe a little of both.
Maybe a little both.
Okay, so I sat down with you.
We sat down. What I was most impressed about was obviously the fact that you came in when it was 90 degrees, but it was also your numbers and estimates were like much closer to what I was looking for.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Your first quote was like above what I had thought.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then Allie threw you for a loop, and she said like what was it, like 5 more or 10 more?
Yeah, she wanted another $5,000. She needed that for the wedding.
She needed that. Right. So once that happened, you bring the energy. You're so much fun. You're so sweet.
Thank you.
And then I felt comfortable. I felt like it was the right way to go.
It was like a match made in real estate heaven.
It really was.
I really connected with you guys, and I was so excited for like your journey and kind of where you guys are going. And you talked to me a little bit because I had actually come from a doctor's appointment. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
And I was running behind. Oh my stars and stripes.
That's right.
Okay, so yeah, and I'm never ever late for an appointment. I'm super prompt. And I had been running behind that day, and I was like way behind. But I told you, I said, I'm coming from a doctor's appointment. This guy tends to run long. And so it was kind of like we were meant to be together. I felt like.
I feel like that too. Yeah. Because in the midst of the chaos, we still like had a great time.
We did.
We did. A great time.
I think. Okay, so we sat down. We talked a little bit about the value. And I said, okay, I'm going to have the stager come in.
Yep.
And you met with Allison.
Fantastic. fantastic.
She was awesome, wasn't she?
Was awesome. Yep.
Yeah.
The AC was fixed at that point.
Thank
Which
God.
I'm sure she appreciated.
You cannot keep these women in their 50s
know.
hot. I mean, come on, Tyler. Give a girl a break.
I fixed it.
I love it. I love it. So Allison came in. She kind of helped stage the property.
Yep.
You guys worked so hard. You worked so hard. You worked diligently for us.
Yep.
And I can't tell you enough. Like, we have a lot of homeowners that are resistant to
really?
the staging process. Because, people are comfortable with their things that are around them. It
Right.
makes them feel at home.
Right.
And I think that what a lot of times people don't understand is that the way that you list a house is completely different than the way you live in a house.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very, very true.
Yeah, so you actually had a roommate. We moved that
did.
guy out.
We had to move him out.
Got rid of that guy.
So I was like,
See ya.
Do you want to live in a model house or do you want to move out? And yeah.
So it worked out okay.
And it worked out fine.
And then you kind of moved over to Alex, so it was easy to show.
Yep.
So we had a strategy. I walked you through the strategy. I said, we're going to list it on Wednesday or Thursday.
Yep.
We're not going to have any showings until the open house. And they were beating down the door.
Yep.
Like, we couldn't keep them out.
Fast.
It was like a revolving door at that place. They were, at one point, they were standing in line to get in. Like, can I have 50 more of those,
Right.
please?
Really.
You
it was like the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was insane. It was so crazy.
It was wild.
But we couldn't do the open house because we had that gated entry or something. What was it?
What was it?
Seems like we didn't do the open house or...
Oh, the neighborhood. You have to...
Yeah, there was
You have to be with them to show them. Yes,
Yeah, so we couldn't do the open house. So they had to be with an
issue.
agent because it was gated, blah, blah,
Yep,
blah.
yep.
And still, we had so many showings. So we ended up with 8 offers? 10 offers.
I think 8.
8,
I think you're
okay.
right, yeah.
So we had 8 offers.
Yep.
And you were in the floor.
Wild. Yes.
So we made a little bet
Uh-huh.
at the listing appointment who would come closest and how long it would take to sell.
Uh-huh.
And who won the bet.
Initially, or who won the overall bet?
So it's a long story.
It's a long story.
It's a long
Yeah,
story.
Yeah.
So initially,
Yep.
so we got multiple offers.
Yep.
And it was a great offer.
It was a great
The
offer.
first one was a great offer.
Yep. Which you would won. You won the bet.
I would have won the bet on the first offer.
Bet,
We
yeah.
took that offer.
We took that offer.
We signed off on it.
Signed off on
We
it.
danced down the street,
Very happy.
happy as a pig in a puddle.
Yep.
Subsequently, we got another offer that was better.
The next day.
And I am like as the real estate agent, I'm like, do I really need to pick up the phone and call him and tell him this? Like, seriously, do I need to tell him this? I'm going to die right now. So I'm like, Tyler, I got some good news and I got some better news. We have a second
I
offer.
love that. I got some good news and I have some better news. Perfect.
We have a second
Yes.
offer. It's better than the offer that's
Yeah.
signed. Oh, okay.
Okay.
So we took it as a backup.
Yep.
Plan A is always in jeopardy if there's no plan B.
Right. Exactly.
So it gave us leverage because when offer number 1 did their inspection,
Yep.
they wanted some stupid number.
It was wild. How so nitpicky.
Oh.
It was so nitpicky. Which I love. You said if it's not structural, what was it?
So unsafe, defective, or hazardous.
That's it.
Unsafe, defective, or hazardous.
Yeah.
Let's just focus on those 3. It's
I
not a
love
new
it.
house, for God's
Right,
sake.
right,
I mean,
right.
come on.
Right.
Like, we are not selling a brand new construction house. And to think that it's going to pass an inspection like a new construction house is just not reasonable.
Right.
So they came back, they asked for some stupid number.
Yep.
And what did we say? No,
no.
too bad. We won't be
No
taking
thanks.
that. No, thank you. Just send us over the paperwork.
Yep.
And they sent it over. I think that the guy actually thought that we were like faking it,
Right,
like
right.
we were bluffing. But we didn't.
Nope.
He sent that TNR. We signed that bad boy so fast and moved that second one into primary.
Yep.
And you danced down the street.
sure
We
did.
got 5
I think 5 more.
5,000 more,
Yeah.
which let Allie win the bet.
Right. Allie won the bet. Right.
Oh my God. And it sold for over asking.
Over asking. Yep.
And we danced all the way to the
We
bank.
sure did.
Can you believe that?
Fantastic. Wasn't that wild?
It was insane. It was insane. So we went under contract, contract to closing.
Yep.
You got to deal with Tiffany.
She's great. Tiffany's fantastic.
You know why you think Tiffany's great?
Why?
Because you follow instructions well.
That's
The
true.
people who don't follow instructions
Yeah.
well cannot stand Tiffany. Don't tell her I said that.
Okay.
No, Tiffany is awesome at her job. She keeps everybody in the boat. that's her job.
Yeah. It was funny because every time I talk to her, she's like, oh my God. She's like, I'm just calling because we need your dad to sign this paperwork, blah, blah, blah. And like, oh, I just got off the phone with him. He signed it already. She's like, what? She was always so happy when we talked on the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's awesome. And so you loved working with her.
Loved working with her.
So you kind of got a little glimpse of the whole Diamond Squad.
The Diamond Squad.
I know.
Yeah.
You got Allison.
Yep.
You got me.
Mm-hmm.
Then you turned around and got Tiffany.
Yep.
And it was just like A, B, C, 1, 2, 3.
The whole thing was like so smooth because you first send over the document. It kind of outlines everything, so you know what to expect.
Yeah.
And then the whole thing was just smooth.
Yeah.
It really was.
Managing the expectations of the seller.
Mm-hmm.
I think that if you do that up front, that it really helps throughout the process.
Absolutely. Because I did have a few, like, I didn't want to get the fridge out and stuff.
Right.
You know, because it's on the second floor. It's like, it was hard getting it in there, you know.
Right.
So we did. We had everything up front, and then the rest was just easy.
Smooth sailing.
Smooth sailing, yeah.
Yeah, that's so cool. So we got to closing. Oh, my star. It was the little girl, right?
It was a little girl.
Oh my God! Oh. I
She
liked
was a
her.
trip. She's funny.
She was scared to death of me.
Was she?
So initially, I don't typically close with that company.
Okay.
Because they pissed me off more than once. And so I typically don't close with that firm.
Uh-huh.
But I wasn't going to mess with that contract because it was so good. I didn't want to change anything.
Yeah.
So we ended up closing with them, and I knew that they had sent that girl in like a deer in the headlights.
Yeah.
And remember when we were going over something, and she said something wrong, and I said, I just want to make sure that we're all really clear right here.
Yeah.
And so we went back, and she goes, yes, that's right. And I said, well, I've done this once or twice before. She goes, oh, I know. And I was like, okay, great, lovely. You've already heard the stories. But what totally cracked me up was once we got her comfortable.
Oh, she was fantastic. She was great.
She was
so great.
awesome.
Yep.
Once I got her nerves down, I loved working with her.
Yeah.
And then she totally cracked me up
Oh,
talking
yeah.
about
I know
that
all
guy.
those stories.
When she talked about that guy being a stripper.
Yep.
What was it? In Magic Mike.
Magic Mike.
He was a backup dancer in Magic Mike.
Yep.
And that guy is a very respected closing attorney. And I'm thinking to myself, I guarantee you that guy does not know she is telling the story.
Yeah.
But it was funny because she was sitting there talking about everybody wants to close with him. All of the women want to close with him. Even all of the men want to close with him. And I just think they signed the paperwork. They don't even know what they're signing because they're just looking at him. And I'm literally sitting there thinking to myself, she did not just say that.
Yep.
She was hilarious, though.
She was so funny. Yeah.
I loved her.
I loved her too.
So let me ask you a question. So when you go to buy a house, obviously you're going to work with me.
Absolutely.
So is there anything we could have done better?
For buying a house?
No, for selling.
Oh, no. You nailed it. Yeah.
I love it. Slam dunk.
Slam dunk.
What do I always say? I'm the Michael Jordan of real estate.
There we go.
I love it. Okay, so when you go to buy a house, tell me, what are you concerned about when you're going to buy? So we looked at a house.
We did look at a house.
So you sent me a house. You said, hey,
Yeah.
Glennda, we want to go look at this. And so how did you like how I showed you, how I handled that side?
I was so honored that because right now Allie and I are about to get married.
Right.
In the next couple of years, we'll have kids, but then we don't need to have them really grounded where they need to be for school. So we're looking well, let's see if we can flip a house or two.
Right.
So we found this house and it needed a lot of work.
It did.
In the photos, I knew it needed work. I didn't know it needed that much work.
Right.
So the fact that you took the time to show me a house, that was already needed work, but then when we got there, it was basically needed to be demolished. So I felt terrible about that, but
but the thing about it was I love that process. And it's so funny because we were talking earlier this morning. So we've been shooting video all day. Not me and you, but me. I've been shooting video all day.
Yeah.
And so we talked a little bit this morning about, I have this little series called Sugar and Spice Real Estate Advice. And so we talk a little bit about what if you were younger, what would you have done differently in your real estate career? Or what would you have advised differently? And I said, I would have bought houses every 2 years.
Yeah.
So literally, just like I told you that day, was
right.
like literally, you don't have anything holding you down. You don't have to be in any certain area. Buy it, fix it up, live in it for 2 years, and then flip it. And make that money. Like literally, that will catapult you to like a lifetime of wealth.
Absolutely.
And so when we looked at that house, there was so much potential had it not been the mold. Yeah, had it not been like there were things that, like, from a disclosure perspective and from an investment perspective, that we just couldn't, like, it wasn't like easy peasy lemon squeezy. It wasn't like paint. It wasn't like moving a wall. It wasn't like kitchens and bathrooms. It was just that mold.
Structural and mold.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Yeah, lots of structure and lots of roof and lots of just water everywhere.
Yep.
And people don't really realize that water will kill you. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you said it while we were there. If the owner had replaced the roof, no issues.
No, literally, if they had just replaced the roof, it would have saved them $200,000 in diminished value.
That's wild.
A $15,000 roof would have saved them $200,000 in diminished value. People say, because I have this TikTok, and oh my God, I mean,
I'm gonna get on TikTok now.
You have got to do.
I'm getting on TikTok.
Do you know I have 4 million views on TikTok? I'm serious. Like cumulatively, I have 4 million views. It's insane. Like I think to myself, how does some middle-aged woman in Atlanta, Georgia, have 4 million views? Like who the hell is watching me? But I'll tell you. So I take so much heat on this TikTok about, real estate agents are obsolete. Oh, nobody needs a real estate agent. You're overpaid. It's easy. You can put it on Craigslist. You can put it in, Zillow. Blah blah blah.
Right.
Literally, if that person who owned that house had sought my advice, it would have saved them $200,000 in diminished value.
Right.
And think about it. If you had not called me, if you had listed your house with the agent who had a much lower opinion of value than me, I probably paid for myself.
Easy. Easy.
I know. I'm worth my weight in gold. Good thing I'm so skinny. I'm just cutting up. So Tyler, let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years.
How old are you?
31.
31. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
In 5 years, I would like to have flipped a few houses by then.
We can do 2 by then.
We can do 2 by then.
Yep.
And then be in this area.
Yeah.
I really like this area.
Yeah.
Like we're along the Chattahoochee, either side, East Cobb, Sandy Springs, like that pocket.
Yeah.
A nice house that's big enough for a few more kids,
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, it's a great school district.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And it's like I told you. I told you when we looked at that other house, the world is going to be on sale next year. And I'm going to bet you $5 more
that
it's going to be on sale next year. Okay. I'm going to tell you, we are going to find you a great deal.
Okay.
I'm going to let you get married first.
Let's do that first. Yeah.
I'm going to let you get married in March. And I'm going to tell you, by June 1st, I'm going to have you in your first house. And I'm going to get you $100,000 in 2 years.
I'll take that.
In profit on that. And I'm going to bet you $5 on that.
Done.
I love it. I love it. So Tyler, any closing remarks?
You're amazing.
I just love it. I'm going to keep
the Diamond Squad.
The Diamond Squad.
The Diamond Squad.
Yeah. Can you believe it?
Amazing.
I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely.
I know this
Thanks
is kind of like, it was kind of on the
me.
spur of the moment, out of your comfort zone.
Anything, anytime. Anything you need.
And you loved the picture frame?
Loved the picture frame. Loved the cake.
Yeah. Glennda Cake Baker.
Glennda Cake
Everybody loves the cake.
I did mess up on the cake.
What?
Allie's mom loves cake. And I did not give her a piece of cake. I forgot.
Oh my stars and stripes.
I forgot to cut off a slice and save it. And then
you could have saved
might have ate it.
You could have saved the little piece with me.
See, I should have done that.
That's right.
I think that was the first piece we ate, though.
I'm sweet and edible.
Oh.
Okay, so Tyler, thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
As I always say, my name is Glennda Baker. I'm a real estate agent here in Atlanta, Georgia. And as always, send me a text, tag me in a post, give me a call. That's what I love the most because I'd love the opportunity to talk real estate with you today. See ya.